screen recording device that if I was able to get my computer working, that's what I should be posting up right now. However, just to prove that I did go to APS, well, like with everything, I do my best to make sure it's recorded. This is a 52-minute and 2-second long video. Let's hope I don't run out of battery in the process of doing this. And hopefully everything doesn't overheat. So let's press play. Calling Dan from the Dells Center for something. Let's see. Molly?
Yes?
This is Sean Schwartz. I'm trying to get a hold of Dan from the crisis.
Oh, he's not in today. Is there someone else that might be able to help you?
Well, he's so far been the only one to actually look anything up, so I really feel most comfortable with him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, he's not in the office today.
Alright, I'll call back tomorrow then. He said call back on Monday, so that's what I did.
Okay.
Alright. Well,
Okay,
he didn't. The person I talked to did.
Okay.
Alright, thank you. Bye. Alright, that call didn't go anywhere. I guess I gotta call Adult Protective Services by myself, I guess. It's just dumb. I got one that says Hood River Lisa, but I don't think Lisa is the lady's name, so I'm gonna call that one too. Because I know that's not the person's name, and I got it wrong. Your contact details. I don't, oh, edit, there it is. Alright, cancel. We're gonna call the number and find out who it is.
Farming Human Services, Teresa.
This is who? Teresa?
Yes.
Alright, I saved the number here as Hood River Lisa. And I know that Lisa is not the lady that I spoke with. I was trying to just find out whose number this was in specific, because
It's for people with disabilities here in the South Oregon.
Yes, ma'am. Alright. Well, I'll have to change that. Apparently I put somebody else's name down wrong too. That's one of the things of being overwhelmed like this. I can't function.
Okay.
Alright, so it's the Dells People for Aging and Disabilities?
Yes, correct.
Alright, I'll have to resave that. I'm kind of stuck in Hood River, but I'm going through a lot of abuse here, and I need to find a way to stop it.
Okay, yeah, one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Adult Protective Services, this is Cal. May I help you?
This is who?
This is Cal.
Cal? Hi, Cal. My name is Sean.
What's your name?
Sean Schwartz.
Okay.
Give me just one moment. I gotta close my door so I can hear you better.
Okay.
Alright, it's closed. I should be good now. I'm a disabled adult. I'm from Nebraska, but some really bad stuff happened, and instead of folks admitting to their screw-ups, they, wanted to play on my disabilities to try to justify their crimes. The problem is that the stuff that they're playing is illegal. Anyway, it's resulted in a few people that have ended up dead, and I keep getting blown off and treated like I'm crazy whenever I try to explain this. But this situation here in Hood River, because I'm homeless, the police are just, well, they're not nice. They'll talk nice, but they're not going to do their jobs for a homeless person. So I've been getting abused down here by not just law enforcement, but also their runaround, where they send me from one person to another, to another, to another, and I never get anywhere. Meanwhile, I'm somebody who's sober, and I'm stuck on the streets with a bunch of people who are strung out on meth and heroin. I don't fit in.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I don't have
Making some notes here.
Do what?
Oh, I'm making some notes here. If you hear me pause for a second, just because I'm trying to write down what you're telling me. So.
Yes, sir. I suppose I should probably give you a crash course on autism and me in specific. I'm highly intelligent. I'm high-functioning autistic. But a lot of people, due to their ignorance of autism and basically mythology from the 1980s, has been disproven. People basically clump autistic folks into the same category as like people that are severely brain damaged, or people who are schizophrenic, or people who are delusional. And, you know, for them, one of the worst explanations that people have for autism, they say that we're wired different. But a lot of people, they reinterpret the things that they're told to mean something else. And, you know, a lot of the English language is actually subject to interpretation now. We ought to probably have some more English teachers from England. That's beside the point. The thing is, the abuse that I endure, it resulted in my friend Natalie Bollinger getting shot in the head. And I have been from one end of the country to the other trying to find help stopping the abuse, because she paid a guy to blow her head off on Craigslist. And anyway, they needed a scapegoat, and I was it. So the cops and the whole system that the cops work with all works against somebody who's homeless. Public pretenders don't want to do their jobs. Lawyers, you know, aren't going to help you because you're homeless. You get the whole explanation of, you know, a jury isn't going to convict a cop of doing something to a homeless person. If it was a black homeless person, maybe, but still probably not, because they're still homeless. Anyway, just yesterday, I was trying to... There's some folks that wanted to threaten me a bit, try to intimidate me over the situation with Natalie, and she got shot in the head in 2017 in Colorado. So, like, everywhere that I go, I got to deal with people that... Do you know how popular web sleuth groups are? And true crime groups?
I've seen some of those, sure.
Well...
I used to be a police officer quite a few years ago.
Well, you might
Told
want to
ya.
look up the name Natalie Bollinger. I mean, I've had to deal with a lot of bad cops and their even worse tactics and antics. I mean, we've got technology. They should have looked at the actual evidence and technology instead of being brutes.
Yeah. What was her the first name on Barnes?
Natalie Bollinger.
Oh, Bollinger. Okay. Okay. And that was Colorado?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anyway, my name is Sean Schwartz. If you look her name up on YouTube, on Facebook, you'll see me immediately. I'm not pretty.
Yeah. And how do you spell your first name, Sean?
SHAWN.
Okay, I got that right. And SCHWARTZ.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your date of birth, Sean?
October 18th, 1980.
October 18th, 1980. Okay. Alright. Are you from Colorado originally?
Well, I was born in Scotts Bluff, but my parents were both coke addicts, so I basically got shipped around in the system until I turned 18 and got dropped off on the streets. So I don't really have anywhere that I can claim as... Boulder, Colorado used to be my home. That was until I hurt my back in 2015. And then me and Natalie became friends, and then in 2017, in the end of 2016, there was a situation where she was on drugs, and I was like a homeless liaison basically in Boulder, Colorado. And, you know, long story short, we became friends. Anyway, she was suicidal and she was on drugs, and the problem is that when people are on drugs, they get pretty volatile. Anyway, how that relates to the situation here, basically I've been getting harassed because all these web sleuth groups that are all over the internet. I've been prevented from even being allowed to go to most of my court dates. I've been threatened, harassed, and intimidated. I've been repeatedly assaulted in the jails and the prisons. And I can show you and verify with evidence that I have in my vehicle, as well as the arrest records, as well as information that's on the internet. The predators that I tried to turn in are, most of them are going to prison for doing those very same things to others after me. The one that I'm really not happy about getting away is Officer Waylon Lolotai from Boulder. But the problem is, with anytime you try to turn in an officer, they get to use the mentally ill term to try to blanket you as schizophrenic and delusional. And the fact is that out of all of the diagnoses in the DSM-5, not a single one of them is mentally ill. Not even one. If you're schizophrenic, you're schizophrenic. You need to be treated like you're schizophrenic. If you've got PTSD, you've got PTSD. You need to be treated like you got PTSD. If you're autistic, obviously you're not schizophrenic. You know what's going on around you. The problem is that when people know that you're different, they have all these assumptions of how you're different, and they don't bother to find out if you're really different in the way they said. It's like they put this barrier up, kind of similar to the way we teach boys and girls differently in America. Boys and girls aren't that inherently different. Their motivations are the same. When a boy is strung out on drugs and a girl is strung out on drugs, they'll do the same stuff. Anyway, this come down to a head yesterday. There was some homeless folks here who were giving me some issues. And one of them came down yesterday and gave me a soda pop, Dr. Pepper. I record all this stuff and post it up on my YouTube so that there's actual verifiable evidence of everything. But anyway, he gave me a Dr. Pepper, and it wasn't Dr. Pepper. I mean, it was, but he dumped a whole bunch of meth into it. And me and a guy here named Danny, we were both sitting there together, and I thought it tasted funny. And like me, it was hot, and I took a big swig, and it just tasted all sorts of nasty. So I had Daniel try it, and he did, and he said it was nasty. He didn't take as big a swig as I did. Anyway, come about, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, I finally made it up to the hospital to try to find out what the hell they put in me, and it was methamphetamines, and it just, that stuff's become so cheap now, you know? Like, it's everywhere. Everybody is on it. So, you know, with me having to go to the hospital, I tried going to the police here, or to the sheriff's department here. I talked to them right here in the marina, and, you know, when you're homeless, you get blown off. They don't see you as a human being, so, you know, it's if somebody cares, they might listen. If nobody cares, well, we got to go somewhere else, basically. As a homeless person, we get sick of being pushed on. You can't stay here, you can't stay here, you can't stay here. Like we're being pushed into the sea. And then we get all these child molesters and rapists dropped off in our community. 80% of us are out here because of it. All right, I am gonna go and see about getting something to drink. This video is almost an hour long. It's over 52 minutes. So I'm gonna press play again, and then I'm gonna hope nobody tries stealing my stuff while it's recording. All right, press play again. And then we're stuck out here with the same types of people that victimized us growing up, and we got to be afraid at every turn. I need to be able to turn in the situation safely when Hood River has been the police department, the sheriff's department, and the state patrol. They all keep sending me back and forth to each other. Each one saying it's not their job. State patrol saying it's not their job to police the police. I looked it up. It is their job. Just because I'm a homeless person and they can call me mentally ill and pretend that I'm schizophrenic. I'm out here on the streets having people doing horrible crap to me, like putting methamphetamines in stuff and giving it to me because of a situation that they know nothing about.